Hello, how are we all today? Hope you are well. Just gonna try and find myself. It might take a bit longer than normal because my MacBook is being repaired. So I'm back to my old laptop, which is extremely slow. But we shall see if we can find it so I can keep an eye on comments. There we go. Oh, maybe. No, it's froze. And because I haven't used it, I started it up last night and went on it and used it a bit last night. I've been using it this morning and now it's just come up that it needs an update and wants to restart. So it's even slower than normal, but never mind. Right, how are we all? A little bit dark, aren't we? Just bear with me and I'll put the light on. Not sure if that's made any difference at all. A little. I'll pop that one on. It's a little bit different. So yes, I hope you're all well. I'm exhausted. I had a fantastic time last week in Rotterdam for On Stage, which is the Stampin' Up convention. Got to meet lots of old friends and new. There was around 800 demonstrators there, and we had a fabulous time. Hello, Carol. Just popping on before you go out in a bit. Well, thank you very much for popping on. So yeah, Rotterdam was fabulous, but I am exhausted. It's taking it out of me. I'm still exhausted now. But you know what it's like when you've been away, you come back and there's washing piled high and you've got your washing from being away yourself and the house is topsy-turvy, but never mind. It's all worth it. All worth it. Can't wait till next year. France next year. So yeah, that'll be good. Right. As you may have noticed on my Facebook page and my Instagram, I am sharing all things just my type. And today I'm going to recreate a card that I created a while back for a blog hop. So I thought I'd recreate that today using some different colours. So just bear with me while I turn the camera and we'll get crafting. There we go. I'll pop that in there. And just get lined up. I'm thinking of buying a new stand. This one's great. I love it because I can position it and move it, but I can never get it in exactly the same place. But that'll do. That will do. So yeah, we're going to be playing with just my type, and I thought we would use one of the retiring ink colours. These will be retiring the end of April, I believe it is. And it's the set that's Orchid Oasis, Parakeet Party, Starry Sky, Tahitian Tide and Sweet Sorbet. So if these are one of your favourite colours or some of your favourite colours, stock up now. If there's anything you want, cardstock, ink refills, blends, ribbon or ink pad, get them now because they will sell out. They weren't group I saw them as a group of colours. I was like, wow, nice, bright, vibrant, but not used them much. I've been using them more lately. I've made a conscious decision to try and use them a bit more. So for today's card, we're going to do some watercolouring. So I've got a piece of watercolour card that's slightly larger than 8 by 13.4 centimetres. And I've done it larger so that I can cut it down. I'm going to bring in my glass mat, just so it's easier to clean up, don't waste so much ink. And then we're going to use the wide water painter. Now, as you can see, mine's empty. I don't tend to use them with water in when I'm at home. I have my little jar of water. It's always there, always handy, and then I haven't got to worry about getting up and down while I'm crafting to fill it up if there's none in there. So we're going to get Orchid OS. Now, I haven't got ink refills. This would be so much easier to do with an ink refill. But we will do it this way. So I've just put some ink on a block. Close that. Pop that in there. Then I can pop my water on there. Nothing's going to slide and move. And then we'll add some water to that. And then I should have a Stampin' Spritz. Carol says I'm excited for these new colours. Yes, the new colours are gorgeous, aren't they? Very summery, I think. Pastel without being too pastel-y fans. They're not too soft. I think they're nice. So we've just wet our card just so that the ink will move a bit easier. And then I'm going to just draw straight across. And I'm going to go back again. And then I want it a bit darker, so I'm going to add a bit more. And then I'm going to go above and again so that we get it a bit lighter. And then I'm going to add some more ink and go again. Just so that we get a bit of a variated line across. Now, I have done this slightly different to how I originally did it. But I thought, you know what? It'd be nice to try it a bit different. And I'm always starting on the thicker line and then just bringing it out. So I'll get rid of some ink first. Right, now I do want those lines a bit thicker, a bit deeper in colour. So I'm going to grab another block that I haven't got because I've been crafting and they're all in use. I'll just take a stamp off one of those. I'm going to grab another block there with some ink on. I'm not going to add any water. And I am going to go across it. And there you can see we get a bit more of a stripe in the colour. And again up there. And then I'll go across there. You can see it's giving us a bit more colour in those lighter areas. There we go. I'm happy with that. That's our background. I'll close that so that I don't knock it over. I'll just move all that out the way. on there. Put that to one side. Alright, I'm going to get my heat tool. Just unplug my phone. This probably is going to be a little noisy. I do apologise. I'm just going to let that warm up and then we're just going to heat that to dry it a bit. I am wafting it because I don't want the ink to run anymore. And then we can pick it up once it's soaked in and we know it's not going to run. And dry that off. And we'll dry the back. Because we've done it on a glass mat, it's soaked under. Just drying that off. And move the water about, that'll help it to dry. And I love how these pinky purples come out in it as the ink separates. Okay, and that's drying up. And then I've just got an old tea towel that I keep for craft. Now, because that ink's watered down, it's not going to mark. Oops. Okay, and we'll pop that away. Oops. Right, so we've got our background, and I'm going to trim that down to 8 by 13.4. I'm just going to take the edges off either side. A bit off there and a bit off there, so that we haven't got those harsh edges. Hello, Louise. You're not late. You have to do your lunch. Just so it takes off those harsh edges of the ink. And then we need it 13.4. So trim a bit off there. And then a bit off there. There we go. We've got our background. I'll put those in the bin. Try and keep everywhere tidy. And then I've got a piece of Orchid Oasis cardstock to map that onto, and that measures 8.2 by 13.6. It's just 2 millimeters bigger, just to give it a tiny border around the edge. I'm going to stick that on there. Now, because it's watercolour card and it's heavy and it is bowed because we've added water and heat to it, I put a little bit extra glue on just to make sure it lies flat on here. And we've got that bit of wiggle room to line it up. There we go. Then I've got a standard card base in the Orchid Oasis as well. And then I've got a first layer, which is 10 by 14.4. And I'm just going to add that to our card front. Pop my glue in there, keep it upside down so the glue's ready, and I'm going to put it on the wonk. Now, I know a lot of people don't like cards that are on the wonk, but I don't mind as long as it's deliberate. when things aren't quite lined up, that's not right, but the fact that it is deliberately on the wonk, that's fine. Okay, now I'm going to do some stamping. That's for our inside. And I'm going to bring in my foam mat and a piece of grid paper. And then I want Memento ink. And we're going to stamp a typewriter image. I'm going to ink that up, making sure it's covered as best I can. Just put that down there. That's a pretty good solid image. And then I've got one of the pieces of paper images, the one with a little fold in it, and I'm going to put that above. Try and line it up. It's quite hard with the camera. Sorry if you're seeing my head. Line that up there. There we go. And then I've got the little rainbow. We'll stick a rainbow because I thought with the lines on our background, a little rainbow would be nice. And there. And then we're going to stamp. I've got a scrap basic white. And we're going to stamp the hello. Now the hello is done on one stamp, but all as single little letters in circles. And I'm just going to stamp that. There we go. That's stamped nice. It can be difficult to get a solid black, which is why you normally use my stamp apparatus so that I can go back over it, but that's done really well. Now, you can fussy cut these out. That's fine. But I have an old retired punch that's a 3/4 inch punch that fits. So I'm going to use that. If you've got a circle die, you could use that. Or a different punch. Or you could just leave it on a strip. And these are pinging everywhere. Okay. So somewhere on my desk we have hello. There we go. And then I'm going to fussy cut our typewriter. I'm just going to go round the edge, moving the cardstock. It's quite a simple image to cut. I always leave a border that allows, then if you're not quite perfect with your cutting, it's a bit more forgiving than trying to cut it exact. You don't have to have your border exact all the way around. I'll get rid of that. I'll start again. And because it's quite a loose image, like whimsical kind, I think you get away with being loose on your fussy cutting as well. And whimsical. Hello, Cheryl. Sorry, you're not late, my dear. Thank you for joining. And Louise has such a cool stamp set. It is. I love this stamp set. Wasn't attracted to it at first, but then, yeah, I really liked it, and I've done quite a bit with it. Right, so then we've got our front piece, and I'm going to add that to my card on the wonk again. I'm just going to add, I've got some water somewhere. Oh, that's come from. Oh well, it won't hurt, it'll dry. Add some Stampin' Dimensionals to the back. Now, this is where I realise my madness. of only buying small dimensionals, and the mini ones, because they'll fit anything, is a bit silly. Because when you've got a large image, you end up putting loads on and it takes forever. So don't just buy mini dimensionals. It's not my best move. There we go. Right. I'll take the backs off these, just make sure they're all pressed on. So, is everybody liking the new catalogue? Those that have seen it? Has anybody got any favourite stamp sets that they're waiting for? Anyone that hasn't seen it, that has seen some pictures of things that demos have shared, got anything that they can't wait to get? I'm still at the flicking through. Still can't make my mind up. I'm sure it'll come. All right. Ooh. I'll add that on there, on the wonk again, but the opposite way this time. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to add our typewriter on there, but I'm going to add a bit of the metallic woven ribbon that's also in the Orchid Oasis. I'm just going to tie a big bow, and because this is retiring soon, I don't mind how much I use. And I'm going to fray the edges if I can find my pokey tool. Okay, let's see if we can get a bit of a fray on there, just for a different look. It's not so neat. There we go. And just by running that through, just gives it a bit of a frayed edge. You can see that. Use it up, yeah, I know. I need to use it up. I'm terrible because I buy it because I love it, and I'm like, right, and then I won't use it. I don't use it because I don't want to run out or have to buy more. And I like it too much, but then I end up with loads left. So yeah, I need to use it more and use it up. I'm just going to pop a glue dot on there, just down, up from the middle a little bit, and then pop that on there. And then I'm going to add dimensionals on here. So we've got double dimension. So this will be a card that I would give to someone in person. Otherwise it's going to end up having to go as a large letter. And the price of postage now is not cheap. Unless it's someone very special that you don't mind spending that extra on. Okay. Take those off. And we're going to pop that on there. I love that, a bit jaunty as well. A nice ribbon. And then our hello, I'm going to add a dimensional to the back of each of these. I had a couple actually, 2 or 3. If I had 2, they're going to wibble wobble. So we'll add 3 on each. So you can guess what I'm ordering on my next order. Some standard size dimensionals. That's it. Right, so if we take an L first, because that's the middle letter, and we'll line that up in the middle where we want it. And we'll have that down there. Then we can have the other L. Yep. And we can pop that to the side slightly higher. Yeah, that will do there. And then the O. I'll need more dimensionals after this card. I know. It's a dimensional friendly card. Why not? Sometimes they just call for it, don't they? Pop that on that. And then our E. I don't normally put 2 layers of dimensionals on, but why not this time? And our H down there. Okay, and now I think because we've got, let's tighten that up a bit, the sparkle of, I'm going to trim them, they are a bit long. Sparkle of the ribbon, I don't think we need to add any embellishments. I don't want to detract too much from the background. There we go. That's better, it's a better size. So on the inside, because we need to put a piece of card on the inside because it's not white, I'm going to stamp typewriter again. No, I'm not. I'm going to stamp the piece of paper and the rainbow again. Just clean those off. And I'm going to stamp those in the Orchid Oasis. So just bring back in my piercing mat and my grid paper, just in case they go off. And I'm going to add that in the corner. And then a little rainbow, just to tie it in. I've done it up the wrong way, haven't I? Good job we've got a B side. Yeah, see, we all make mistakes. Me more than anybody. But hey ho, it's not an issue. There we go. I'll put that in there. Then we can glue that into our card. No one will ever know we made a mistake. And pop that in. That's it. And there is our finished card. I really like that. I really like how the colours changed as the ink separated. So I'll now make you another card, which I haven't prepped. I have no idea what I'm going to do. So I think we'll use, I've got a basic white card base. And I'm going to use the flowers this time. And then we'll have that sentiment. I hope your day is filled with sunshine and rainbows. Even though I haven't got a rainbow on it, but that's fine because the sunshine will be for the flowers. So bring back in our mat and we'll just give this a clean so that I can have the block. dog's having a scratch. If you can hear that, I apologise. Where did I put the stamp? The stamp is stuck to the back of my stamping scrub. Okay, now I'm going to use Stampin Write Markers to colour this. I'm going to go Granny Apple Green, a Poppy Parade. What other colour shall we have? How about Daffodil Delight and a purple, I think. Gorgeous grey. There we go. I'm going to colour right to my stamp. I'm going to do all the stems in green using the bush nib on its side. It's a technique I used to do a lot more frequent than I do now, but it's so great if you want to get lots of colour onto one stamp. That's it, and last one. There we go. And then we can colour the flowers and the berries in a colour. You don't have to be too precise depending on the type of stamp you're using, but this one I don't feel we need to. I've gone over a couple of bits. That looks like the same sort of flower that hasn't quite opened yet. And the Daffodil Delight on the end. That looks like a tulip. I'm not very good with flowers, but that's what it looks like to me. And then we're going to huff on it. And we're going to stamp that down right at the bottom. There we go. And then we're going to do it again. And colour that all in. And that one can be a bit fiddly. Look, I think it's worth it because it'd look funny if you just did them all in, say, green and then coloured them in inside. Oh, wrong end. Colour that berries. And then our red flowers. And that Daffodil Delight. It's Poppy Parade, isn't it? Not red. Alright, we'll huff on that. Line that up at the bottom. And then I'm just going to do the first two again, just to fill in that space, which will be these two on this end. What to think then? Nearly did the wrong end. Put gorgeous grape. And Poppy Parade. And a huff and snap. There we go. So we've got a nice little border along the bottom. Yeah. Right. So I'm going to use this stamp, and I'm not sure that'll be big enough. Let's find a banner. Let's have a look what we've got in here. Sorry, box of dies to see. The stylish shapes. We've got a large banner in there, but that's not big enough. I don't think it would be. So what else have we got? I'm not sure I've got one big enough. So what I'm going to do is, that's as wide, so that's okay. So I'm going to stamp that. I'll have a block. I'm going to stamp that in. I think we'll go gorgeous grape. Just grab that out. No idea where this card is going, but hey ho. I'm just going to stamp that at the bottom in the centre. That stamp's nice. And then I'm going to trim that. I'll move that out the way. And then if I cut that to an inch, hopefully that'll be, yep, that's about right. And then I'm going to get a piece of Poppy Parade. See if I've got a scrap that will do to pop that on. So I'm going to cut a piece at 10, which is the same width, and an inch and an eighth. Just so it gives me that little bit of a border. Won't throw those away, they can go back in the scrap box. And that should, yeah, just give us a nice little border on there. I'll glue that on. Like that. Stick that down. There we go. That will go on there. Just like that. And then what I'm going to do is, we have the little flower. I'm just going to stamp some of these in. I suppose we ought to do them in Poppy Parade. Carol says we'll catch up later to see this card finish. Bye for now. Bye, Carol. Thanks for popping on. Just grab a block. Bring that back. And we'll stamp some of these. I'll do 5. And then you could just use a punch, like the one we used, which I will, just to keep it simple. I'm not sure how it'll look, but we'll see. I need to sort this punch out, sticking and throwing them everywhere. Right. And we should have 5 little daisies. That's what they are. I think that's what they are. I might only put 3 on. Oh, one on there look quite nice. So, Stampin' Dimensionals. Put a few of them on there. And I like that being on there. Okay. And then I'm going to grab, tuck one under the sentiment. Well done, Louise. I'll have one under the sentiment. Or if I put one under at the top, and that'll give something up there. That's it. And then we can have an array of flowers. Yeah, right. Let me find a card base, because on my card is behind my laptop, because I wasn't going to do a second card. I was going to run off and fetch my laptop, but because it's actually ready, they've messaged me to say it's done. But, you know, I wanted to do another. So, I've already got a card base done. Now I'm thinking, that's on there. Putting a bit, I was going to put some twine, but let's see. Just wrap some twine around it under there with a little bow. Now we know how we're going to do them. So we'll wrap this round here and bring it out the other end. And I'm going to fix that on there. I suppose that'll go on dimensionals as well. It's a dimensional kind of day. That's how I'm feeling. Right. So yeah, at least now I'm getting the MacBook back, I'll be able to download this video and pop it on YouTube, because there was no way I was going to do that on this old machine, because I'd have been still sat here tomorrow waiting. I'll pop that there. This is just a nice simple card. Happy jolly. No techniques to it really. We could do it with any stamp set. That's a bit of a flower. Just pull that out a bit. I'll trim that off after. So if we pop that on there. Making sure our twine stays to the front. And I'm wondering, you know, about just popping them on there. Having our one under there. And one under there. Yeah, I I think that's better. Just have them as the flowers rather than scattered around. I don't mind white space. White space is good. We don't have to fill everywhere. Sometimes we do that. We fill it because we think we have to, not because that's what we want or that's what looks right. And I'm just going to let that one overhang slightly. Not too much so it won't fit in an envelope, but it can just go over the edge. And then we can pop that one in there, like so. I'll give that one there. So, okay. I do want to add some bling to this. I think it needs it. I'll trim them off to the length of the bow. Right, and for this one, we could have, see if I had some Daffodil Delight, we could stick them in there. Oh, I've got the flowers. Poppy Parade of White and Daffodil Delight little flowers. Now these are retiring, so I need to use them. Find my pokey tool, I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to do it. I'll stick these, I think it's too much red, so we'll go with the white on here. So we've got some extra little flowers down there, and then we can have a red one. I'm not sure actually. I think the red's too much. We'll pop a little white one on there, and then I'll have another little white one. Yeah. There we go. Oh, my little hearts are coming off. I do love these. Right, so we just need to do an inner for this card as well. And I'm just going to stamp the little daisy. It looks like a daisy. I'm just going to do a few like that. There we go. You don't have to keep re-inking it, just use it just to get that little variation. And pop that inside. Like that. And there we are. Our 2 cards for today, both using the Just My Type stamp set, but using totally different stamps with a total different look. Oh yeah, I'm quite pleased with those. I do hope you enjoyed that. If you're watching on the replay, do leave a message, and it will be uploaded to YouTube this evening, so you can watch it again there if you fancy. Thank you, Louise. Fab cards. Thank you. Yeah, I'm pleased. Had no idea where that was going, but that's okay. Right, I'm going to go and fetch my laptop now. Hello, Trisha. I've just finished. You'll have to go back and watch it. I'm going to go back and pick my proper computer up now so I can actually do some work without sitting here waiting for my computer to wind and wind and wind. It's been driving me mad. So yeah, I'm going to pop off now and I'll see you all soon. Bye. She says,